Love Judy.
I'm Jessica Dupart. A lot of people know me as Judy. I am the owner of Kaleidoscope Hair Products. To date, the company's probably made close to 40 million. Also birthed Kaleidoscope Realty, Kaleidoscope Management, Kaleidoscope Cares, Kaleidoscope Shipping and Receiving. Yeah, all.
DA Brat sat in the dimly lit room, her gaze focused on the camera as she prepared to share a painful truth. It had been a long journey to get here, and the emotions were raw. I never imagined I would be sitting here talking about this, DA Brat began, her voice shaky. But the truth needs to come out. Judy lied to me. She hid her secret life, and it destroyed everything I thought I knew about our relationship. I trusted her with everything, and she broke that trust in the worst way. DA Brat took a deep breath, her hands trembling as she wiped away a tear. What she did hurt me in ways I can't even explain, but it also opened my eyes to a reality I wasn't ready for. I need to tell my side of the story. DA Brat's voice softened as she began to recount the moment everything changed. When you're in a relationship, you want to believe that the person you love would never betray you, that you're building something together, DA Brat shared, her eyes welling up. But for me, the truth started to surface in ways I couldn't ignore. I began to notice the small things, the late nights, the secretive behavior, the way she would disappear when she said she was working. She paused, looking down for a moment. I didn't want to believe it at first. I kept thinking maybe I was overreacting, maybe I was just being paranoid. But deep down, I knew something wasn't right. Her voice quivered with emotion. The moment I truly realized it was over was when I caught her lying to me about things I never imagined she would lie about. And that's when I knew everything had changed. DA Brat looked back at the camera, voice steadying. It wasn't just one betrayal. It was everything. The broken trust, the lies, the manipulation. And I couldn't keep pretending everything was okay. DA Brat's face hardened as she spoke about the depth of the betrayal. The betrayal wasn't just the lies, she said, her tone becoming more intense. It was the fact that Judy had been living a double life. She had a secret life with other men, a part of her that she kept hidden from me, a part of her that I never knew existed. DA Brat's voice grew sharper as she spoke about the emotional pain that came with the revelation. I spent so much time trying to make sense of it. How could she lie to me for so long? How could she betray me like this? She shook her head, disbelief still in her eyes. I thought I knew her. I thought I could trust her. But what she did shattered everything. The love, the trust, the years we spent together, all of it was built on lies. DA Brat's eyes filled with tears as she continued. It wasn't just a one-time mistake. It was an ongoing betrayal, and it hurt more than anything I could ever imagine. The moment I discovered the truth, I was completely blindsided, DA Brat recalled, voice shaking. I never expected to find out like this. It was something that I never could have imagined happening in a million years. DA Brat's voice faltered as she described the discovery. I was going through her things, just looking for something, anything that would explain the behavior I had been noticing. And that's when I found it. The messages, the pictures, everything was there in front of me. DA Brat's face showed the depth of the pain she felt. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. It was like my entire world came crashing down. Everything I thought I knew was suddenly a lie. She paused, collecting herself. In that moment, I knew it was over. The person I loved had been living a life that I didn't know about, and I couldn't keep going on like that. DA Brat wiped a tear from her cheek as she continued. I was heartbroken, but I was also furious. I never thought she could do something like this to me. DA Brat's voice grew more intense as she spoke about how Judy kept her secret life hidden. The lies were relentless, DA Brat shared, eyes narrowing. She lied to me every day, and I didn't even know it. The woman I thought I knew wasn't who she was at all. DA Brat's voice trembled with anger. She had been seeing other men, hiding it all from me while telling me everything was fine. She lied about where she was, who she was with, and what she was doing. DA Brat paused, trying to steady her breathing. And the worst part was that I trusted her. I trusted her with my heart, my life, and she just kept lying to me. She shook her head, disbelief still lingering. I spent so much time thinking that everything was okay, but it was all a lie. And once I found out, once I saw the truth, everything changed. DA Brat's voice cracked as she continued. She wasn't just hiding her actions, she was hiding who she really was. And that's something I can't forgive. DA Brat's voice softened as she spoke about the emotional toll of the betrayal. The betrayal didn't just hurt me, it broke me, she said, her voice thick with emotion. I didn't just lose trust in Judy, I lost trust in myself. I questioned everything. Did I not see the signs? Was I really that blind to what was going on right in front of me? DA Brat paused, her eyes filled with sadness. The emotional fallout from this betrayal has been devastating. It's not just about the relationship, it's about how it made me feel about myself. How I started doubting everything I thought was real. DA Brat's voice grew quieter. I felt like I wasn't enough. I felt like everything I gave wasn't worth anything, that she never truly appreciated it. And that hurt more than anything. She sighed deeply, the pain still evident. I spent months trying to figure out how to heal, how to move forward, but it's not easy when you've been deceived by someone you thought you could trust with everything. DA Brat reflected deeply on the difficult decision she had to make, one that weighed heavily on her heart. I didn't want to let go, DA Brat admitted, her voice soft and tinged with sadness. The emotional toll of the situation was clear as she recalled how hard it was to face the reality of the situation. I wanted to believe that we could work through this, that we could heal, she continued, reflecting on the hope she had once held on to. She had wanted to believe that love could overcome the betrayal, that somehow they could find their way back to each other. But the reality was far different. The betrayal had struck too deeply, and the pain was too overwhelming. But the reality was different, DA Brat said, the weight of her words hanging in the air. Despite her desire to salvage what they had, she came to realize that the damage was irreparable. The betrayal was too deep, and I couldn't keep pretending that everything was fine. The emotional burden of living in a relationship where trust had been shattered became too heavy for DA Brat to bear. She couldn't continue to live in a state of denial, pretending that things were okay when deep down, she knew they weren't. DA Brat's face hardened as she spoke, the gravity of the decision she had made becoming more apparent. I had to make the hardest decision of my life, she said, her voice steady but filled with the weight of the pain she had experienced. Letting go of someone she had envisioned spending the rest of her life with wasn't a decision that came easily, but DA Brat knew in her heart that it was the right one. I had to choose myself, choose my own peace over the pain, she explained, the decision to prioritize her own emotional well-being over the relationship reflecting a deep sense of self-respect. For so long, DA Brat had given herself to someone who had betrayed her trust, and now, for the sake of her own peace, she had to walk away. And that meant letting go of someone I thought I was going to spend the rest of my life with, DA Brat said, her voice catching slightly as she reflected on the dreams and plans that had been shattered. Letting go of those dreams was incredibly painful, but DA Brat realized that holding on to them would only keep her trapped in a cycle of hurt. She paused for a moment, her expression filled with both sadness and resolve. The internal struggle had been fierce, but in the end, DA Brat knew what she had to do. It wasn't easy, but I knew it was the right thing to do, DA Brat shared, her words filled with the quiet strength that had emerged through the pain. She had faced the difficult reality that in order to heal, she had to move on. I couldn't keep giving myself to someone who was lying to me, who didn't respect me the way I deserved to be respected, DA Brat said firmly, the hurt still evident in her voice. She had spent so much of her life loving and trusting someone who had ultimately betrayed her, and she understood that she could no longer sacrifice her own happiness for someone who didn't value her the way she deserved. The emotional toll had taken its toll on her, and it was time for DA Brat to reclaim her life and her sense of self-worth. The hardest part was letting go of the person she had loved, but in the end, it was the only way forward. The public's response to DA Brat's revelation was immediate and overwhelming, as fans and celebrities alike showed their support. I was flooded with messages from fans and celebrities who had my back, DA Brat shared, a note of gratitude in her voice. She had been vulnerable, opening up about the heartbreak she was experiencing, and in return, she received an outpouring of love and encouragement. I never expected the support to be so overwhelming, but it has been incredible, DA Brat continued, clearly moved by the response. The kindness and compassion from her fans helped her to feel less alone in her struggle. They understood the pain she was going through and rallied behind her in a show of solidarity. Fans reached out on social media, offering their support and expressing their disbelief over what had happened. Brat is a queen. She deserves so much better than this, one fan tweeted, echoing the feelings of many others who believed Brat had been wronged. The public's reaction reflected the deep admiration people had for her strength and resilience. What Judy did is unforgivable. Brat is strong, and I know she will come out of this even stronger, another fan shared, offering their support and acknowledging the emotional toll Brat had been forced to endure. Celebrities also joined in, offering words of encouragement and support for Brat during such a difficult time. Brat is one of the strongest women I know, one celebrity tweeted. No one deserves to be treated like this. I stand with her. The support from her peers in the industry helped Brat feel a sense of unity, knowing that those who understood the pressures of public life were also behind her. Their words of encouragement were a reminder that, despite the personal pain she was going through, Brat was not alone. The emotional and mental toll of the situation was immense, but the support from others helped to lift her spirits. Brat's eyes softened as she reflected on the outpouring of support. It's been overwhelming, but it's also been what I needed, she shared, a note of gratitude in her voice. It's helping me get through this, one day at a time. The love and encouragement from fans and celebrities alike provided Brat with the strength to keep going, even when it felt like the weight of the situation was too much to bear. The outpouring of support reminded her that she was loved and valued, and that gave her the strength to keep moving forward, step by step, through the emotional healing process. Brat's voice grew more confident as she spoke about moving forward. I'm not going to let this define me, Brat said, her voice filled with strength. This experience has hurt, but it's also made me stronger. I'm not going to let the betrayal stop me from living my life, from being who I am. She smiled slightly, the pain in her eyes slowly giving way to determination. I'm choosing to heal. I'm choosing to grow. I'm not going to let this break me. I'll rise above it, because I know I deserve better. And I'm going to find that happiness again. Brat's voice softened with optimism. The future is full of possibilities, and I'm ready to embrace it. If Brat's emotional journey resonated with you, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. How do you feel about Brat's strength in facing this heartbreaking betrayal? We'd love to hear from you.